What's up, everybody? James here. Just left the gym. Dynamic upper day. Got third week in a row of AMRAP, as many reps as possible. Got 475 for 732. Kind of felt crummy today, but you know, you have those days, that's fine. Got a lot of volume, like 9,600 pounds or something. Hit those accessories pretty good. Killed that. And now I'm heading home, sitting in traffic for a good 45 minutes to an hour, depending on traffic and wrecks and all that junk. But this is kind of my quiet time before I get home and start playing with the kids and hang out with the family. But you know, I make a lot of workout videos and a lot of training progress videos and whatnot. I figured I'd start kind of making some videos, just you know, talking about, you know, who I am and what I get out of life, what I want out of life. You know, a lot of people don't know my background. I get asked a lot of questions about, you know, how long have I been working out, things like that. You know, just a little background about myself. You know, I'm 35 now. I started, I guess, being an athlete, quote unquote, when I was 14. I was actually a swimmer in high school. I played a little bit of football my freshman year, and to be real honest, it just wasn't hard enough. You know, everybody was doing it. It was kind of the cool thing, and I want to go against the grain. So I tried out for swim team and was beat by a girl my first year. I didn't like that too much, but I went on. It was like most improved freshman or something like that. You know, doing like a 23 and a 53. Really liked freestyle breaststroke, and so you know, for the next 15 years I was an elite level swimmer, nationals and sectionals and state levels and all sorts of awards with sprint freestyle and sprint breaststroke. Was, I don't know, maybe 200 pounds at my peak in swimming. Got married in 2004 to my beautiful wife. Swimming started taking a toll because I would drive an hour one way, swim for 3 to 4 hours, maybe more, and then drive one way back, going back, and you know, 6 hours a day with no money involved. It was quite the commitment, and I was good, but I had to make a choice, and family, of course, was what my choice was. So started kind of working out in the gym, trying to get a little bit of muscle on me, because I started getting a little gut after swimming, and I didn't like that very much. Actually, when I stopped swimming, my bench press was 300 pounds, and I thought I was hot stuff then. But basically got into a strength program out where I was living at the time, some apartments, and a good guy, Derek Jarman at Texas Strength Powerlifting. Got with him and kind of started training and doing weights and squats and things that I had never really done before because I didn't need to for swimming. So deadlift and squat was like brand new to me. It was kind of weird, and basically got into some football tryouts and made it pretty far. I actually got up to the elite combine. There's a combines.com. NFL is now the owner of that. They have tryouts for anybody that wants to do free agent combines, try to basically make it to the NFL. And I thought, this is fun. There's no way I'm even that caliber. There's no way I could play in the NFL, but people do it all the time, try out and make it. So I figured, what the heck, you know, I'm an athlete first and foremost, so why not try it out? And first year I went in there at about 240 pounds, maybe 12% body fat. Thought I looked pretty good. I guess that'll make it for some. But went in and tried out for defensive tackle. Of course, that was a long shot considering I was 60 pounds underweight. My height and size just wasn't quite there. So they said, well, go back, put a little bit of weight on, and come back. You know, next year we'll invite you back out, and you can do the regional combine. If you do good there, you can go to the national combine. And of course, there's scouts for all the NFL teams. So I figured, what the heck, put on a bunch of weight, went up to about 295, drank a bunch of water, and ended up weighing about 302 the day of the combine. Went in and was one of 2 defensive tackles invited to Indianapolis. Went in there and tore it up, did like 40 reps on bench press, ran a 4.72, I believe, in the 40. Mind you, I was weighing 302 pounds, 10 of it was water weight. But got some interesting looks from the NFL scouts. Basically told me to go back, play some semi-pro football in Houston, where I'm from. And so I did that, played semi-pro for actually a couple of years, trying to get some good game film, and that just didn't quite work out. The caliber of player, not all of them, but the caliber of player at the semi-pro level was kind of sketchy. So of course that game film didn't quite get me where I thought it was going to get me, and ended up playing for a couple of minor pro teams, and tried out for some arena pro teams, and ended up calling that kind of a day in about 2011. Decided that the football deal, being 30, 31 years old, they're not going to pull in any kind of free agents that have no college experience, and so I took that and bowed out gracefully. But during all that football time, of course, I had to put some weight on, and during that weight training, I was able to get up to a gym PR of 605, and actually that's on my channel here. I got my training partner still to this day, Jeff Yonker, spotting me out on that. And of course, all the YouTube trolls and internet experts had to call me out on every little thing on that lift, and say that the spotter was curling the bar, and the triceps weren't locked out all the way, and the bar speed and the bounce and no pause, and called me out and said, well, that wouldn't even get you a 550 or 575 clean in a bench press competition, powerlift competition. So I kind of thought about that for a little bit. I'm a competitor at heart. That kind of irked me, got under my skin, and so I figured, what the heck, start up some powerlifting competitions and see what I could actually do in a bench press for real. And the Texas Strength powerlifting guys and gals, actually, we started kind of a powerlifting team, and went to a couple of competitions. My first one was actually December of 2014. It was the Gary Pendergrass Invitational in Orange, Texas, and I was going in there looking to take a 585 national record. Went in there and actually was very humbled. First lift I opened up with a 474, got the Texas state record. Went to a 512 and bombed out the rest of the lifts. I was going for 530 and then a fourth attempt to try to get that national at 585, and boy was I humbled that a gym PR of 600 ended up being a 474 in an actual competition. So that was my first and only meet in 2014. Decided to train for the APF, American Powerlifting Federation Raw Nationals in June of 2015, and actually got in there, did a full meet, got a 551 raw bench at I was in the 308 weight class. I did that at like 279 pounds or something, just barely in the 308 weight class. And did actually that was the bench press only on Friday night, and did the full meet on Saturday, the very next day, and did some silly token squat at 300-400 pounds, something like that. Did a 556 bench press, so I upped my personal competition record by about 5 pounds in one day. Felt I had a little bit left in the tank, but that was the fourth attempt, so I couldn't do any more. And then did a token deadlift in the end of it. Came home and was pretty proud of myself. Being my second meet, I'd already taken the WPC world record for full meet, submaster, and then the open for the full meet, bench press only. And was kind of feeling good about myself and thinking that with very little training, as far as being trained by professional powerlifters or coaches, felt that I had a lot left in me as far as bench press is concerned. So I entered in a few more meets during the summer. Hardcore Powerlifting had a meet here in Houston. Actually, that was only about 4 weeks later from the June meet, and opened with a 5:51, I believe, or 5:56. So I actually opened with my PR from the month before, and ended up with a 5:73. Almost got 6:03 for a record, and just didn't quite get that locked out. Humbled again. Then I went, trained a little bit back home. Actually went to a USPA meet and learned real quick that the competition in USPA was a little bit fiercer. So the records, of course, are about 50 to 60 pounds heavier for the national and the world records. So I went back to the drawing board and decided that I was going to start training as much as I possibly could. But the competitor in me wanted to enter another meet. So in August, a month later, I entered in a meet with USPA and opened with a 5:73, and that was actually my PR at the time. So I then again opened with my previous PR, went for 5:89, bombed out, and tried to get it in on the third attempt, bombed out. So I was humbled again, and I definitely thought there was more in the tank. So throughout the rest of 2015, I tried a couple more meets with minimal training in between, just to see where my strength actually lied. Taking those small jumps in the meets, I didn't know what my strength level really was, and I always knew 600 was in me somewhere, and I just needed to pull it out. But lifting in a meet is a lot different than a gym. You don't get that extra attempt whenever you feel ready. You have to go off the judging and off the time of the other lifters, and it's just not up to you when you lift. And that does take a huge toll on the body and just on your mind. You've got to learn to really be a competitor in a meet, not just a gym. So with all that, I got in with some good coaches that were actually at one of the meets here in Texas. And a good buddy of mine, Jeff Yonker, who's still my training partner to this day, he started training at a new gym that had some different equipment that I thought would really help excel me into that next level of bench press. And of course, I knew that my squat and deadlift were lacking, and that's just due to the fact that I just never had to train my legs. I wasn't a football player for very long, and I didn't do a lot of squats and deadlift to the fact, to the point that I would need to be able to squat 400, 500 pounds and really care about it. I was just naturally good at bench, so that's what I did. And of course, with anybody, in a gym, they always ask, what do you bench? What's your bench? What's your max bench press? They don't ever say, what's your max squat? What's your squat? What's your deadlift total? And so that just naturally fit the bill for me to just stick with bench. It was easy for me anyways. Naturally have a God-given talent to press heavy weight. So back to the story of getting in with the new gym. I had coaches from Woodland Strength and Conditioning in Woodlands, Texas, at a meet. They were watching me compete with my buddy Jeff, and invited me actually out to train at their gym, and said, they got all the nice equipment, they got everything that's necessary to work out properly in a powerlifting environment. All this is that, you know, I'm just starting out. I'm a rookie. I do feel that there's a lot to learn. My technique is not flawless. I still tend to goof when I'm lifting. You know, what better to be around a group of people up there at Woodland Strength and Conditioning, just to train me and coach me to what I need to do to get stronger in all of my lifts. You know, I've definitely got to find the time out of my day to drive up there. It's a good 100-mile round trip just about every other day. You know, I've got to have my priorities in line. You know, of course, at the top of the list, I always put God. I put family next, and my business is obviously what finances all this. There's not a lot of money to be made in powerlifting, and then of course the gym is pretty much last, so it gets all the attention that is left over. So, you know, I definitely need to pay my dues. I have not arrived by any means. You know, a 600 bench is great, but there's plenty left in the tank. There's a lot more numbers to be made. You know, the world record right now is 738, and that's a pretty lofty number, but you know, who knows? You know, maybe I can get up there one day. You know, I've got to go through the official 600 number. I've got to go through 650, 675. You know, there's a lot of weight to be pushed there. Not to mention, you know, my 3-lift total is something I'm going to be working on. So stay tuned in 2016 to see some good numbers put up in squat and deadlift. You know, I just want to take a moment to thank everybody that's helped me along the way. I've met a lot of great people, a lot of strong people, some of the strongest in the world. And you know, look out for definitely an official 600 bench very soon. About a 650 deadlift and 550 plus on the squat. And you know, I'm gonna go ahead and end this up, but please like and please subscribe. I've got more videos going to be coming out. You know, if you have any questions, suggestions for videos, I am definitely open for that. Let me know, whatever would help you guys, and I'll see you guys later. See ya.